Good afternoon. It's Pastor Marty from the Afternoon Drive. Welcome to the Tuesday Online edition. Well. Over the weekend, the hype was all about, of course, the Avengers movie. And I have to admit it, I went to see it. And I really don't do superhero movies anymore. Haven't since my kids were young, and, I took them to everything from Superman to Batman to Iron Man, and we did all of it. When they got older and became teenagers and went with their friends, I kind of got out of going, lost some of the storyline, but another couple said, hey, why don't you and your wife join us and we'll just have some fun and we'll go see the Avengers. And it was great. The special effects were awesome, and it was your typical blockbuster, and of course it's, blowing other movies out of the water, and I get all that. But there is a blockbuster coming this summer that is on nobody's radar. I mean, Hollywood's not talking about it. CNN is not talking about it. Entertainment Tonight's not talking about it. Nobody's talking about the blockbuster that is coming this summer, and I'm talking about the summer of Trump's revenge. It's happening. We now have the official resignation of Rod Rotten Rosenstein. It's effective, May the 11th? This, we are seeing now that Attorney General William Barr is on the move now, and we are going to see some real action. This is why you are seeing the left go absolutely insane. Look, the dirty little secret is out, and everybody understands that Hillary Rodham Clinton, along with Barack Obama, were in this up to their eyeballs. He weaponized our intelligence agencies against us. They weren't interested in finding terrorists. They were interested in what was on your cell phone, in your email, in your text messages. And when Donald Trump became the nominee, they were certainly very interested in what he was up to. So, we create phony documents to obtain FISA warrants to illegally spy on a man running for president. And why that ought to bother you, even if you were a Democrat and a liberal, they could do that to you. They could do that to your family. This is not just about a coup, because that's certainly what this has become, but this is about your right to privacy, your right to equal protection under the law. And if they can trample on it to a man running for the presidency, and then once he's in the presidency, try to flip it and make it into something that it never was, this so-called fake, phony Russian collusion, and they tried to pull off a coup to unseat a duly elected president, that ought to shake you to your core. And the fact that most of the lying, legacy, corporate, corrupt mainstream media has lied about this for 2.5 years ought to anger you to the point, turn off that crap. Seriously. Don Lemonhead turned off somebody's mic on his show again. Wow. That's all he knows how to do. When somebody challenges him, turn off their mic. Turn off their mic. He called you delusional, Don, and guess what? You are. All of you at CNN. Old Brian Stelter, Humpty Dumpty, Chris Matthews over at PMSNBC, Rachel Madcow, you people are all delusional. The summer of Trump's revenge is coming. He is turning the tables. And this begins with John Brennan. Now, John Brennan has been out there just absolutely screaming that after the Mueller report and what Bob Barr did. See, when you're guilty, you do one of two things. You run and hide, or you act like the person accusing you is the real guilty one.
Bob Woodward, who's no Trump fan for sure, and certainly not a card-carrying member of the Republican National Committee, basically was saying this was the work of John Brennan.
Well, there's no doubt this is pretty simple stuff for career prosecutors like Rudy and myself. It has been evident from day one that there was a brazen plot to exonerate Hillary Clinton illegally, and then if she lost the election, to frame Donald Trump. This dossier was a knowing part of that. It was created by Hillary Clinton. It was created knowingly by John Brennan as part of a scheme to do everything they could to harm Donald Trump. The problem for Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Baker and all of them now is that the FISA court has already communicated with the Justice Department about its findings. And their findings are that for more than 4 years before the election of Donald Trump, there was an illegal spying operation going on by FBI contractors, 4 of them, to steal personal information, electronic information about Americans, and to use it against the Republican Party. There are going to be indictments. There's going to be grand juries. John Brennan isn't going to need 1 lawyer. He's going to need 5.
Boom. There it is. Now, as we go forward this summer, you're going to see some really interesting things begin to happen. We got Hillary Rodham Clinton out there again making another public appearance. Notice how she can't stand and speak anymore? You know, we talked about her health issues for years, and you can't talk about Hillary. You don't know. I don't know, the dude that stands next to her that, you know, has to help her get places because she's having convulsions and epileptic seizures and, you know, has to give her a shot of something so she kind of snaps back to normality. But she was ready to be president. Yeah, okay. That said, there she is sitting on a chair and, of course, talking about, you know, Trump is the only one that could get away with this. He should be indicted. He should be in jail. And yet it was so mean for people to say at Trump rallies, lock her up. The real criminal here is Hillary Rodham Clinton. She is corrupt to the core. And may I say, evil incarnate. And no, I'm not going to take that back. And no, as a pastor, I don't feel the least bit guilty about passing that kind of judgment on her. She is evil, she is vile, and just beyond the epitome of total and complete corruption. Not just about money, but I'm telling you, she was literally in bed with Russia financially, favors being traded through her State Department. Can you imagine, had she actually been elected president, what we would be actually facing right now? But you would know nothing of this, which is why you need to thank God Donald Trump was elected, and the fact that he's had enough. I love the fact that they're suing the IRS. Donald Trump is now suing his banks that they are not to turn over any information that is asked for by Adam Schiffer-Brains and the rest of those clowns on Capitol Hill. Basically, what he is saying, after 2.5 years, I did this dog and pony show. You rake me over the coals. You verbally rape me night after night after night on the news media and on other media platforms, and I've had enough. The Mueller report has come out. Yes, there were times I was angry and I wanted to fire him, but I let this thing play out because that's what my counsel told me to do. That's what my advisors told me to do. That's what the career politicians in Washington told me to do. I have been exonerated. You won't allow the report to exonerate me, but the report has absolutely exonerated me, and now you want to keep this crap going through infinity? No more. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mr. President, because we know that had a Bush or a Romney been elected, though they think that when they defecate, their crap doesn't stink, and when they speak, it falls out as marble chunks direct from a higher power, only speaking through them, that they have this wisdom and insight that the rest of us don't have, and they're the kind of Republicans that people like, and they're respectable, and they can get along with the Democrats, and we can get things done. You're sellouts. You're part of the problem. You're the same. You're just a different side of the same coin. You're part of the elite, oligarch, globalist. We're glad to be done with you. But Mitt, they went after you. If you had been the president right now on this Russia collusion, you would already have resigned. Because you've got a backbone of jello. You're a wimp. You're gutless. You're feckless. Go away. Thank God we have President Donald Trump, who is going to rip back and make good on his promise of drain the swamp. And he nearly became the sacrificial lamb doing so. So this is going to be the summer of his revenge. And James Comey and the rest of this caravan of coup creators need to be forewarned.
Your personal knowledge and experience with the FISA court is legendary. We know that. Why does this matter to the average American sitting at home with a bowl of popcorn and a soft drink? Why does it matter to them what happens in this entire investigation?
Because it's about the rule of law and privacy. The Obama administration, for more than 4 years before the 2016 election, allowed 4 contractors working for the FBI to illegally surveil American citizens illegally. The FISA court has already found that. By the way, Robert Ray mentioned that there is the Horowitz report coming out in May or possibly early June. There's another report that everybody has forgotten about involving James Comey alone. That will be out in 2 weeks. That report is going to be a bombshell. It's going to open up the investigation on a very high note, and there will be criminal referrals in it. The FISA court abuse is the center of this entire abuse of governmental power. And the chief judge of that court has already ruled that the FBI broke the law and that the people at the head of the Justice Department, Sally Yates, John Carlin, the Assistant Attorney General for the National Security, all knew about it and lied to the court, the FISA court, about it.
You know, despite the fact that Faux Pas News, formerly known as Fox News, is part of the lying legacy corporate corrupt media, really what they are is their controlled opposition. They market themselves as conservative, you know, to draw in a conservative audience. We know that that's not what they're about. They're controlled opposition. Throw the conservatives a bone, make us think. But there still are a couple of programs on there that really do try to stick to conservative ideals and talk to the things that we care about. Tucker, Hannity. But both of them, well, Hannity especially, he's got his limits. There are certain lines he won't cross because he didn't want to get in trouble and lose that big fat paycheck. Laura Ingraham, she's interesting now. She knows what's going on. And notice on a night when it really had to get hard hitting and really go after the swamp, really go after the deep state, she wanted it done. She had no problem with it being done on her show. She used a guest host to do it. And Mike Huckabee, because he's really not with Fox anymore, other than, you know, they have him on as a guest. He's got his own show on his own, on a different channel. I mean, Huckabee just stands there and just asks the straight questions. Good job, Huck. And I love Joe DeGenova. He is outstanding. And by the way, you do realize at one time he was part of the FISA court system. So he knows what's going on there. And don't think that he doesn't have inside baseball information here. He does. The summer of Trump's revenge. And it is about time. Because it's not about just, quote unquote, getting even. It's about getting justice. It's about getting justice. Hillary Clinton has the audacity to say, well, Donald Trump is the only one that could be charged with these things and still be walking around as a free man. He's walking around as a free man because he didn't do any of these things that he's been accused of. You, on the other hand, Hillary Rotham Clinton, have done this and more and murder and gotten away with it. Why are you still walking? You don't walk around. You have to have your special Batmobile that transplants you. I was going to say transports you, but maybe transplant you is a better way of saying it. She is like something out of a really, you know, one of those old B-movie science fiction movies. You know, The Woman with No Body. You know, that just was just like this head. Anyway, I'm going to go down that rabbit trail. Hillary Clinton is a really bad horror movie. It's time for these people to be brought to justice, because I have to tell you, right from jump, I think those of us that were really looking into this, those of us that really pay attention to real news, not fake news, getting our information from good alternative media, we knew right from jump what was happening to this president. And we're glad that the president has been exonerated. But we have been kind of staking back, I know I have. Are these people that we know are guilty up to their eyeballs, are they ever going to see justice? And I do believe now they are. Because you got a president who's hacked, you got an attorney general who is on the trail, and this is going to happen. Mark it down. That's it. Thanks for joining us today on the Afternoon Drive here on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel, give this post a like, and make sure you smack the bell to get verification and notification of my next rant. And spread this, please. I can't ask you this enough. I appreciate you so much tuning in and being a part of this. But if you would share the news, spread the news about this channel, help us get out there. We need all of these alternative voices that are here on places like YouTube giving out straight, non-homogenized, giving you unredacted, unabridged, the full deal of what's going on. Please help this spread by sharing this to your own Facebook page, Twitter, Facebook, where your other social media platforms. Help us get the word out. And thank you so much. And I do appreciate your comments. I do read a lot of them. And thank you so much for being a part of this channel.